Hello and welcome. This is the Olive and Weston podcast. This podcast contains
foul language and sensitive subjects, so if you are easily offended, go and sniff a fart.
So, in this episode, we are going to cover all you need to know about choosing your first tattoo, second, third, however many you've got, putting sleeves together, back pieces together, leg sleeves together, and everything else.
Everything in between.
All the little bits and pieces, and as we went over in the last podcast, bits and bobs.
Oh, you mucky bobs.
Mucky Bob. Right. So, first of all, we'd like to start on identify your style.
This can be like, a lot of tattoos really go with sort of how you dress and that, don't they, do you reckon?
Definitely. So, if you're
a bit like indie or whatever, a lot of sort of people who dress indie quite often have like traditional tattoos, don't they?
Yeah, sort of. Or if you're that sort of skateboarder style or gothic style, or
no, not gothic.
No, not gothic.
I haven't seen a goth in years, I don't think.
Yeah, what's happened to all the goths? What's happened to you all? Are you coming back? Have you changed styles? Because I
think they must have changed style. If there is any goths out there, can you just get in contact? We're a bit worried because we haven't seen any in years.
So,
are you extinct or are you still going?
Did you all sort of disappear and hide in rooms and not come out? Or what's happening with you? Come on, goths. Get in contact with us. Let us know what's happening.
Did you drown in Monster Energy drinks?
Did you drink too many Monster Energy drinks and turn into a monster, and now you live in woods somewhere? Woodall Spa. So, identify your style. So, if you are a particular style, you dress a particular way, you don't have to. It's all very, very open with tattoos. Don't think, right, well, I'm a skater and skaters don't usually have this, or I'm a goth.
You don't have to follow trends, do you? Like, what's out at the minute? You have a lot of the time, if you try and follow a trend, it's not what you want. You're just sort of following everyone else. So, in the end of it all, Gareth Gates. You're better off just going with what you want from the start, because the amount of people, I've had quite a few people in and they're dead set on a tattoo and they really like it, and then they'll go and speak to a couple of their mates and they're not that keen on it, so it changes their mind.
Yeah, don't speak to your fucking parents either, for fuck's sake. Because you know what? If you know in your head, before you speak to someone, what they're going to come out with, like your missus, for instance, like, the majority of them, you'll go, I think I'm going to get something on my hand. You want to think about your job. You want to think about your work, because
you don't want to do that.
What if Norman, the manager, who's fucking 755 years old, who
dinosaur,
that only thugs have tattoos, you know what he's going to tell you? So don't fucking ask them sort of people for their opinion. Ask people that are into it. Don't ask your parents or your auntie or your uncle.
Ain't even got a tattoo themselves and they've never been into tattoos. They're obviously going to say, don't have a tattoo. If you want a tattoo, have a tattoo where you want and pick a design that you like, not that everyone else likes, because then you're just going to end up, eventually, you're not that keen on it, you want a cover-up, and they're just not going to look very good anyway. Cover-ups, you struggle with cover-ups because they have to be a lot darker than people think, and it's just going to end up...
Well, I mean, now that we're getting onto the subject of cover-ups, like, every artist has got their individual style that they like doing. Mine is portraits, and I think yours is really as well in it.
Black and grey realism. Sort of stuff,
we do like, I love traditional and that. I've got a lot of traditional on myself, but with cover-ups, this is why we don't really do them, because 9 times out of 10, you've got something on your body. You want it, and I'm not talking about like a skin tag or a tail hanging off. I mean like a tattoo on your body. And if you want to get it covered up right, what you've got to think about is, so you've got the name Norman written on your arm, and you and Norman's
you
not.
got a thing against Normans?
I'm in a Norman mood today. All right, and you've got fucking
Gary.
No, Gary.
Gary. I was going to say a name then.
We
Probably shouldn't say that on the podcast. We'll
Yeah.
move on from that.
But you've got to spend a few £100 to get that covered up with something that's bigger than what you've already got there.
You don't really want, because obviously it's a cover-up, so it's got to be something that will cover it. We'll only cover stuff up if
it's going to totally cover
exactly,
it, and you're not going to be able to tell that it, identify that anything was there.
Anything at all.
So it's got to be. So with cover-ups, we'll probably do a separate podcast on cover-ups because we
don't want to bore you to death
about
the same
cover-ups.
thing about a big cover-up.
Big old cover-up. Just for now, if you don't like it, put a duster over your arm.
Yeah.
Or a bandage.
Even if it's about 35 degrees, wear a jumper. Even if it's on your leg.
Just wrap a jumper around your leg.
Wear a jumper.
Yeah.
You deserve to, really, because you've got a tattoo that you don't like, so you should put yourself through a bit of pain. Punish yourself.
Punish yourself.
Punish yourself.
Take yourself into the toilet and punish yourself. That's what we generally do, innit?
Yeah, but we like doing a lot of black and grey realism, so it hasn't always got to be. A lot of people, they'll look at other people's and they've got a bit of colour, so they think they've got to have colour as well, won't they?
Yeah,
it's like, just go with what you think from the start. Don't change your mind, just because someone said something or they're not that into it. If you like black and grey or you like colour, just pick that design and go with it.
You've got to be, because it's on you for the rest of your life, it's not like choosing a T-shirt.
Are they on you for the rest of your life?
Actually, right. I've actually got a story about this. When I was working in Cyprus, this bloke come in and he chose his design, and he was like, I don't know how to do his accent, but I'll just do a weird accent. This isn't his accent, but I'll just do an accent. He goes, this one, I wanted this one, blah, 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 blah. So
Italian.
He want Italian, but so I got sat down and I get tattooing him, and we've been going for about 40 minutes. And he went, so how long this last? And this is a true story. I said, what do you mean, mate? How long we're tattooing for? He goes, no, how long? How long before the tattoo come off? I said, this is permanent. I said, you signed a consent form. We told you, that this is permanent. This is never going to come off. And he had a face of terror, and he looked at me. And
what did he actually have?
It was like a Celtic cross sort of thing that he had.
To be fair, I'd have a face of terror then.
Hey, I've got a Celtic cross on my arm. Yeah,
that's why he faces like that all the time.
Yeah, face of terror. But and he couldn't, and he stopped me straight away, and he goes, "You joke with me? My parents are not. They don't know I have tattoos." And the only thing that I could think of saying at the time was, at least it's at the top of your arm and you can cover it up with a jumper.
You can't really say how else, can you? You've explained it to him. Well, you probably hadn't explained it to him.
No, I was a bit desperate for money at the time, so I sort of kept it. No, but and I was like, oh shit.
That's why you got to pick an artist though, because like you say, we do a lot of black and grey realism. If someone come up to me and comed up me.
If someone comes all over me,
then and they want like a colour portrait, I'd have to turn it away because I wouldn't enjoy it, and then I don't think I've even done any colour portraits.
No,
so it's picking the right artist as well. You need to look at their portfolio and everything, don't you, really?
Just if you're friends with them on Instagram or you've seen a bit of their work,
you stalk them on Instagram, you're following them, and you're liking the posts, and you've followed everybody else that they're following, and you've really, really got a great connection with them. You find out where they live, and you sit outside the house. Send them letters. When people cut bits out of newspapers and send them letters, stick it all on one page.
Yeah, take pictures of them.
I thought the other day, nothing to do with tattooing. Why do you stroke dogs? What do they get out of it?
Why do what?
You stroke a dog. You wouldn't go into the pub and see your mate and go and start stroking him, would you? What do you get out of it? What do dogs get out of it? If there's any animal enthusiasts out there, could you tell me what dogs get out of stroking? Because I don't really get it.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not on drugs.
Don't stroke my penis anymore. Slap it. Go on, give it a good slapping. Because I don't know. Everybody just, strokes it, but I prefer slapping it. So if you've got any penis slappers out there, can you get in contact?
Any penis
as well?
enthusiasts?
Yeah. But yeah. So just because you know where they live and you like sniff the car seat and on all the rest of it,
Lick the door handle.
if they're not into doing, if they're really good at portraits, but you've not seen any colour ones, you always ask them. They could have done.
People probably would. They just haven't posted it or whatever.
Yeah, or they'd lie to you just to get the
just
money.
to get your money.
I'd go, I know colour portraits.
Oh,
yeah,
I've done loads. I just don't really post them. I've done loads. And it's like.
Grant? Have you got any examples of any colour portraits that you've done?
Yeah, loads. Yeah, I just don't bring them to work with me. Oh, they're at home in my separate folder. But yeah, I can do them. I can definitely do them.
Definitely 100% do them.
I just need a £500 deposit.
But yeah, so ask them, and also listen to your artist. I know,
Listen to your heart.
You don't need to listen to exactly everything that they say because you've got your own opinion, and just because they're an artist, it doesn't mean that they're always right and what they tell you is going to be right for you. But just take their advice. They do it every day. They used to, if they say, well, look, you've got a great big gut on you, and you
Derby County hanging.
Yeah, and you've got
and it's like if like we've gone on about portraits today.
You poop throw.
Yeah.
All
from a chest road. Like certain places of the body, you can't do a portrait, can you? Because you have the contours of your body. If you put a portrait on your kneecap, it's not going to look very good, is it?
And if I found was like a bodybuilder, for instance,
bodybuilder,
they've got lumps and bumps, obviously everywhere,
veins and everything. That's another thing. If we're tattooing over a vein, it won't hurt and it won't go into your bloodstream.
Yeah, it won't burst.
The amount of people that say, I've got veins there though, is that going to affect it? Not really. No, we're not going to burst into your blood vessels and go really wild on it.
Yeah, and ink's going to start pouring out your ears and stuff.
When you bleed, it's just going to be ink from now on.
So that's sort of it is. You've got to choose a design that suits the area. So there's a few ways of going about it, really. Some people, they see a design and they're like, I want that design, but I'm not sure where to put it. That's fair enough. And then other people think, right, I want a tattoo on my chest, but I'm not sure what's going to suit my chest. So there's different ways, isn't there?
Yeah. It's like when you do a sleeve, how we work is normally you start off with the bigger detail pieces, don't you? Get the sort of what the person wants, what really matters to them. Because in the gaps and stuff, you can get certain things and it can all mean all this. But if you try and get a sleeve where everything means something, like your mum liked daffodils, but your dad liked to fucking Arctic monkeys or something daft, you're going to struggle to get all that in a sleeve and get it to look good. So normally you have to have 4 or 5 bits that, if you want a meaningful sleeve, that means something to you, and then the rest you can relate it to that. But if you try and get every single thing to mean something, it ends up not looking the best, doesn't it? We found out.
Yeah, it can. If you try and...
We haven't found out. We haven't done it. I never found out.
Well, yeah, maybe,
I'm trying to cover my own back.
90% of tattoos that we do, it's sort of, they don't look that great anyway, so it doesn't...
If you squint really hard and look at the sun for a bit and then look at the tattoo, then it's all right, isn't it? Rick play.
Yeah, and it's quite important, really, to choose something that's right for you. Don't try and get too much meaning into absolutely everything, because at the end of the day, tattoos are visible. It's a very visual thing. You're changing the look of your appearance by a tattoo. Not totally, because once you've had them for a while,
it just becomes like your skin.
Your skin,
really? It's weird. After a week or two, My microphone's falling about. After a week, a week or two, you sort of look in the mirror and it just becomes like your skin, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's strange how it just becomes. It's like if you grew another arm, innit? You know, like for the first few weeks, you would think, "Fucking hell!" But yeah, well, I'm just thinking like of something that adds to your body.
Not like a beard or something. You've got to grow another arm.
That's a better example.
Yeah,
if you
I know it is. It's not a mutant.
You end up with two willies.
Yeah. If you grow another willy.
Yeah. But you get used to it. So don't think, oh, God, you know, it's going to change my visuals forever.
And they do. When you first get a tattoo, they're sort of... It takes sometimes a couple of months for them to settle to how they're going to look, obviously, forever. Because at the start, bits are a lot darker, aren't they? Like, especially for the first week or two.
They don't look like they're going to fit in, but give it time.
Well, could say it'll fit in, but I'm not so sure.
Yeah, give it good 10 years, and it might.
We'd have moved shop by then.
Yeah. Another thing is, don't overthink them. Like, I think it's like anything. I'm always referring to, you know, when it comes to tattoos, like anything in life. You know, if you're choosing a new sofa.
Here we go.
Right.
Ollie's life lessons are back.
Don't overthink anything. No, because it fucks you up. Overthinking anything. Or
people will see a design, they really like it, but because they've seen it, they want to change it slightly. A lot of the time, that's caught your eye because you really like the look of it. If you start changing things about it, it's not going to end up like the design that first caught your eye. So you can change little bits you can alter little bits, so it's not exactly the same. But sometimes people want to change say they want something and they want to change the hair on it or something like that.
Yeah.
And you just think that's caught your eye, so just go with it. Really, like you say.
Yeah. And it's the same as you get. And I don't blame these sort of people. I'm not like it, and you're not either. But there's some people that go, I want something on me what nobody else has got. And fair enough if that's, you know, it's your body and you know, you do what makes you happy. That's what the thing is with tattoos. But don't, because at the end of the day, with how popular tattooing is now and how many tattoos are out there, even if you did create something, you know, that was so individual, someone's going to pinch it, aren't there?
Normally, if something's good, generally, someone's already had something very similar
You've
done.
had people, like, obviously a lot of your stuff is portraits, and then we've just put stuff round them, haven't we?
Yeah.
But you've asked people said to you, oh, can I take a picture of this? Can I take a picture of that?
Yeah.
And
I mean, I don't mind people taking pictures of me, but not in intimate positions like they've asked me to.
Yeah, I can remember you telling me that time when you went on holiday and that bloke said, oh, just can I have a look at your tattoos? And then the next thing you know, you'd got all your clothes off.
Yeah, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm in this bloke's flat. There's 2 other men there. We're all oiled up. I've come round. And they're all taking pictures of me posing.
Yeah, they didn't even have any tattoos, did they? No. It turned out, by the end of the night, he actually said to Grant, I don't think I'm going to get any tattoos.
No, but we've got the pictures we want here now. See you later.
See you later, mate.
I was 4 miles away from my old hotel. I didn't know where I was going.
He didn't know what to do. Oh, I don't know. But
we put some questions on the... if people wanted to ask us any questions, and my friend Jamie Hanton,
Jamie Hanton,
he said, "What's your thoughts on Donald Trump?"
Donald Trump. I don't like his haircut.
I think it's all right.
It's too flappy.
Yeah.
Flaps
when he gets
everywhere.
off the plane and he's waving to everyone,
yeah,
it looks like he's got like Hulk Hogan's pubes on his head, doesn't it?
But, I mean, yeah, he was left all that money, wasn't he? But, I'm not being funny, you could be left billions, but it don't mean that you're going to keep it all, does it? Like, he's done well to create everything. But, not, you know, don't want to go down the conspiracy theory, but have you seen that about that there is he's a time traveller and everything?
Oh, yeah, because what was his dad's...
Norman.
Norman Trump.
Trumpy boy.
He is... Why do you think he fake tans? He looks like a what's it all the time, doesn't he?
No, I reckon that's his natural colour. I reckon, like, where he lives, it's like he's got, like, an apartment right on the top of the roof, and he gets his Speedos, like, thong
Yeah,
Speedos.
I can imagine him in a thong.
Yeah, and he's got, like, young, fit birds round
Oh,
him.
yeah, he's got loads of
Like,
money. He's going to get
yeah.
that, isn't he?
And they're just like, he's what, 70-odd? And I bet like, you know, a girl will come up to him and they'll go, oh, how are you, Donald? You all right? And he'll go, how old are you? And she'll go like, oh, I'm 36. He'll go, sorry, 20, 25 and
Sorry,
over.
love. Well, he probably wouldn't say love. He's American, isn't he?
Yeah, he'd probably go, get the fuck out of my face, you slut. So, Jamie, I hope that's
Yeah, that's our views on Mr. Trump.
Mr. Trumpy
Not
Bum.
the second name Trump, though. That's bad enough, isn't it?
Yeah, that is pretty.
Trump
Yeah.
Towers?
Yeah.
It doesn't really sound very good.
doesn't.
Trump Towers.
It's
Sounds
not
worse than
like-
Faulty
You know,
Towers.
like Gucci, that sounds cool, doesn't it? Versace, you know, stuff like that.
Gucci's still like Gooch, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, you got your Gooch bag on today, kid?
Hey, do you want to see me Gooch bag?
I've got them new Gooch trainers. Have you seen them? So, getting back to tattoos.
We've gone a bit off topic there, but
Off
we've
the
got to
subject.
answer people's questions, haven't you?
Yeah. Another one that I thought of was like sort of, a lot of people seem to think that, you know, like koi fishes. Obviously, you get people that specialise in koi fishes, right? And
Koi
I don't
fishes
mean
or koi
like,
fish?
I'm not talking about like koi fishes where you've got a fish,
fishes.
koi fish, however you fucking say it, right?
Koi fishes.
Tattoos, not ones that you have in your back garden and you have to be careful because seagulls will come down and get them. I'm on about
Seagulls are big now. I've seen videos of them eating, like, one picked up someone's dog and took it, didn't it?
Yeah,
They found it dead, didn't they?
There was a woman lives opposite to us, and she said, like, to my mum about when my mum was walking the dog, she goes, just be careful, won't you, because she said them seagulls, they're protecting the children, and they are nasty. And my mum said, oh yeah, gotta be careful because of the dog. The dog weighs 20 kg. I know they're big and I know they're nasty, but I'm
They're
sure
not fucking pterodactyls.
it's not, and they definitely ain't going to pick you up, Mum. That is for a fact.
Your mum look. Oh no, I was going to say like Donald Trump, but she looks like Elton John. Can you remember when
she's
she had
got-
that?
my brother's always said, she goes, oh, what do you reckon to my hair? And he goes, it'd look all right if you didn't look like Elton John.
Like a candle in the wind.
Jacket potato face.
Bless her. She is a nice woman.
She's lovely, bless her. And,
Sexy.
yeah, she is sexy. I know she's my mum and it's wrong, but yeah, definitely. But yeah, don't think that went off the subject, didn't it? When I was on about koi fishes.
Fishy. Little
So-
fishy on a little dishy.
When
When
the
the koi
boat
fishy
comes
comes in.
So, koi fishes. Fuck's
Oh my
sake.
God.
I haven't seen them done for a while. Like, there'll be artists out there that go, well, hold on a minute, let me just stop you there, mate. I do them every day. Yeah, fair enough, if you specialise in them, you're going to. But I mean, as a general sort of tattoo. But I still think they're really cool. And I wouldn't want, you know, if someone comes in, I always get like, are they a bit sort of scared to mention that they'd want something done?
Yeah, something a bit old school,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like, they think that's
Yeah.
another thing. They feel like they need to move with the times. Whereas if you look now, traditional's back in from years and years
I
ago.
think at the minute, at this particular moment in time,
Memento.
everything's sort of in.
Everything's...
innit?
Yeah, but if you look at fashion and stuff, everything seems to come back round after a few years anyway, doesn't it? It does like
Yeah,
a full
fashion
circle.
repeats itself. So don't think, you know, like I can remember when I went to get one of my first tattoos, I always loved the traditional stuff.
60 years ago.
63 years ago now. My dad's got traditional on his arms, and I've always thought, like, from a kid, they look really cool. And I was going to have them on my arms, but because everybody else that I went with, and it was the thing that was picking tribal off the boards, I sort of didn't want it. There was traditional look, but
Yeah.
like I didn't want to have it done, and that's like one of the things where I think now,
You regret that now,
yeah,
don't you?
because I think I wish I'd gone to what was true with me. Yeah, no one else was. Well, there was not no one else at the time.
Yeah,
but
you're not like a trendsetter.
yeah, I'm a train setter, not a trend setter.
Train spotter.
I'm a train spotter. But yeah, so I know we keep mentioning it, but have what is true to you.
I'm an entrepreneur.
I am a
What
businessman.
is an entrepreneur?
in it someone that's got like various different businesses?
Because I just see like people put it everywhere and never really known what it is. I know like they take pictures with flashy cars and stuff like that, but I don't really know what one is.
Well, because my car's quite old now and it doesn't look the best because there's dents all down the side of it, and
Is it a few animals in it? Sorry to any vegans out there.
Sorry to vegans, yes. But I was just going to go and take a picture like with my mum's car and make out it was mine. Like, I'm a businessman, I've got quite a bit of money.
Just go into the middle of town and just take a picture with someone's random car.
Yeah, if someone's got a smart car, I'm going to take a picture with it. And
you sat on the bonnet and they come out of the shop like, get the fuck off my car, what are you doing?
What are you doing, you weirdo?
Oh, sorry mate, sorry, I was just taking a picture.
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur.
I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah,
I've never really got...
It's like various different businesses, I think, if you own them. But what if, like, I set up, say, like, shoe business, sock business, glove business, like, and I set them all up on Instagram. A
whole business around socks.
Like, could I, even though they're not successful and, like, I'd have no money, could I go, I'm an entrepreneur?
Yeah, you haven't sold anything, but you've just brought out these businesses.
Yeah.
Then you go.
Do you know, it's like the clothing, though. You know, from, like, the outside, people look and think, oh, yeah, bloody hell, you know, that's a great business. We've spent loads of money on it. We've got
fuck all back. Start buying our clothes.
Yeah, buy the fucking
Please.
clothes because you know we've sold quite a lot, and it's been like I'd say successful, but we've not earned any fucking money from it. The Lambos are not coming in yet, are they?
No. We're going to have to go and buy a toy one or something and take a really close picture.
Yeah, you know, like how people do it so they've got their hand on top of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Like, we could do that with a Lamborghini,
Yeah, we'll be really far away and then your Lamborghini toys are really close to the camera.
Knowing us, though, we'll end up taking it the wrong way around. And you'd be able to tell it was fake. Another thing is... About Lamborghinis. No, not about Lamborghinis. Yeah, so getting back to tattoos, gone well off the subject again. Choose what you want. Just because it's not really popular at the moment or you've not seen it for a while.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself
Believe
and
in
your
your
style.
own style.
Mixing styles and like DJing and stuff.
Mixing.
On
my main mixing finger. Is that Art Valley G?
Yeah, he goes, no, I can't do that because
my main mixing
it's
finger.
my main mixing finger.
Chicken de paws.
Chicken de paw!
No, you can't.
Shit. This rail is very dirty and it's going to need a lot of polish. That was probably the worst.
Getting back to it again. Mixing styles. I think you can, can't you?
Definitely.
But,
again, if you want them,
that's your style,
I'm done. Don't like sort of think, oh, they're not doing that, or they're doing that, or they don't usually do that. If you like something, right, and you think it's a good idea, go with it. Because just because, like, they're not going to do it, or we've not usually done it, or it's something that you've only seen on one person and everybody... If you like it and everybody thinks it's weird as fuck, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You're your own individual person. You do what you want. It's the same with clothes, isn't it? Like, how many times you see someone that looks really, really cool... I mean, I've done this a few times and then worn it and looked an absolute
That's what I mean. If you don't suit, mind you, even if you think you suit it and other people say you don't,
it doesn't matter, does it?
I couldn't give a fuck.
How many I can remember, like when a new trend comes in or something, and you're the first person to start. Oh, I'm never the first person to start doing it. I usually catch on to the trend that's going out.
Yeah, I do. Like 5 years later, I've still got like cuff chinos on and then fucking then plumps off.
I'm still wearing Kappa Poppers, and they've actually come back in fashion.
I'm still wearing nappies. That's not a trend. That's just I've got something wrong with me.
And doesn't it turn you on as well?
Yeah. Moving on anyway. Yeah. Well,
So-
if whatever turns you on, as long as it's like
Legal.
by the law.
Yeah.
We're not saying that you can be. I'm not going into that.
Yeah, we'll get out of that one.
Yeah.
So basically, stick to your style. Do you know what I mean? If you like it, you have it done.
Fuck everyone else. Do what you want.
Fuck the motherfuckers. And so, yeah, pick what suits you. If you want to mix styles, mix styles. The only thing I can say on that is if you've started having a portrait done and it's realistic, a sleeve, sorry. Pardon, I just burped. Should have done that really. But so if you've started having a sleeve done and it's all portraits, usually, again, you know,
I've seen like old school bits around portraits, and it does.
Yeah,
some of it does look really cool. But I think the usual is like, say you're having a sleeve and you started off realistic. Say you've had half a sleeve that's realistic and it's all finished up to half a sleeve. I think then you would struggle to change it to say traditional at the top.
But if it's worked in from the start of the plan, it's worked throughout. And it's like you get a lot of people that go, "Can I add a hint of colour into it?" If you know that
from the start, you leave certain bits out to add colour, don't you?
Yeah, it's like, you know, when I find this really hard. Anyway, I don't know whether other artists do or not. It's are we taking quite a long time?
Yeah.
Right. So if someone says, I want half a sleeve, and then you do it, and then they decide they want a full sleeve, it's like quite hard to blend it, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, my microphone keeps falling out. We're having a few technical issues here. If you hear me clanking about in the background, it's my microphone.
Right. We've been quite a while, so I'm just gonna rush all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Because we get bored easy, don't we?
Yeah.
So,
to be fair.
right. Skin colours. Obviously, skin colours play a big part in how tattoos look, don't they? If you're really,
and the shading within tattoos, If you're
really pale, colours seem to look better on you, don't they?
Yeah, and very soft light shading on pale skin seems to, like, if you go on, like, people go on hammer the sunbeds, and like when they're quite pale, they've had tattoos, then they hammer the sunbeds. It seems to sort of like you can't see as much detail. Yeah,
the contrast's not as good. So also ask your artist about that. If you've got really pale skin or really dark skin, and that's another thing. Right, if you see a tattoo on Instagram, Pinterest, or anywhere else, right, it's on someone that's really pale and you're like olivey skinned,
or they're really muscly, it's not gonna automatically make you look really muscly because you've had the same tattoo as someone who's really muscly.
It's like when you go into the barbers and you take a picture of David Beckham in, and I've done it before, right? When he's had an hairstyle, I've took a picture of David Beckham in before. I bet the barber's thinking, you fucking idiot, you're never going to look as cool as him.
I think that anyway.
Yeah. So don't do that. Don't think because David Beckham's got this tattoo and you're going to have it. Just, you know, it might look really cool on you and it might really suit you, but don't think if you see...
It won't change your face. If you're ugly and you have the same tattoo, it's not going to change your face, so you start morphing into David Beckham.
If you weigh 18 stone and your waist is 52 and you've seen a picture of someone that's got a 50-inch chest and a 30-inch waist, if you have that tattoo done, what they've got in the picture, it ain't going to look like that, is it? I know it's horrible sometimes because it would be nice.
We're not, disclaimer, we're not against people that are 18 stone with a 52 waist either. That's just Oliver's opinion.
Yeah, again, it's your style though, isn't it?
Exactly.
If you want to look like that,
exactly.
Everybody's different, and it's a good job that everybody is different.
Else we'd all be robots and all look the same.
Yes. So if you do see a tattoo and you really like it, just be careful that it hasn't been highly edited.
Yeah, a lot of them now, they'll sort of take them on Photoshop and just edit them, and they'd look absolutely brilliant. But then the amount of people that have brought in a picture to us, and you can tell it's edited, and you just got to say to them, look, I get it as close as I can to that, but that's been edited quite a bit, so it's not going to look exactly the same as that.
They've made the blacks look like so black that you could never tattoo. Also, white. When people put white in tattoos, like they bring it out on the pictures, don't they? So it looks like you've just fucking put brilliant matte white on your walls.
All this blacking out as well. People's blacking out their arms and whatever. Fair enough, that's their style, but they're seeing these edited pictures where they've put white over the top of it. I've seen them after a few years and it doesn't look the same as what it's when it's first done or after it's been edited on Photoshop. Ridiculous.
Yeah, just be very careful that just because you've seen one picture of it or a few pictures of it, once you've got it done, depending on your skin and all the rest of it.
And looking after it as well, that's a massive thing. If you have got a lot of black in the design or anything really, if you don't look after it and bits are going scabby and you're picking it and stuff, it's not going to look how you expect it to look, is it?
Definitely not. No. I always say, you could go to someone, like there's some obviously like world-class artists out there that are absolutely unbelievable. But if you had something done by them and you didn't look after it...
Yeah, it's not going to look like the same as the work they've done on someone else who's creamed it all the time. They've looked after it.
Give it a good cream.
Yeah, they've give it a good rub. Give your meat a good old rub.
Give your meat a good old rubbing. So, yeah, it is so important to look after your tattoos.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Really, really important. And we've got... right... If you go to a fancy hotel and they've got this unbelievable picture on the wall, right, and it's brilliant. The picture is the dog's bollocks. And you take it to an artist and don't always think that just because it's an unbelievable picture that you can make it an unbelievable tattoo.
No, especially like really intricate stuff. Like if you took something that's like really, really like close-knit design... Often, I mean, it depends what size you have it. If you have it bigger, you can get more detail in. But if you want it like palm size and it's got ridiculous amounts of...
It's got like 17 faces.
Yeah.
Like your football team.
Yeah, it's not going to be able to be done, is it really?
No.
Unless you have it absolutely huge or whatever. But your artist should tell you that anyway. If you're going to a good artist, they'll explain to you what's going on and what you can and can't put in. And then if you're not happy with... stuff that you can't fit in the design, then it's one of them you have to alter it slightly, don't you?
Yeah, but the be-all and the end-all of the podcast is wrapping it all up, right?
Now.
Wrapping it up now, yeah? So, right, choose what you want, yeah? That's really important. Your style, go with what you like, whether it's in fashion, whether it's a trend, whether it just... If people used to have it 200 years ago, do it. If you love it, you do it.
200 years, that's a fair while.
Yeah.
Did they do tattoos?
Yeah, they've been doing them for... Well, I think
was it Egyptians? Was there Egyptian body that's been mummified and then they found like tattoos on it and that?
I think the first tattoo was done 57 million years ago.
Oh, was it? I've heard dinosaurs tattooed each other.
Yeah, they used to, but they used to struggle like with back pieces and legs.
Yeah, you wouldn't want a T-Rex tattooing you because
their
they
arms
can't.
Was too short.
Yeah. Anyway,
so look after your tattoos.
Look after yourselves.
Yeah, look.
Your mental health is paramount.
Do things that you enjoy. It's not all about work. You know, we all want
work,
fancy cars and big houses, but if that doesn't suit you, don't do it. Do what you want.
Olive is really getting into this. He's flailing his arms about.
I've just seen that it looks like it's going to rain and I'm on my bike, so
yeah,
we'd better wrap this up.
Yeah, we're going to wrap this up, guys.
Yeah,
thanks for listening. Like I say, ask us any questions on Twitter or Instagram. If you want to know anything at all, it gives us something to talk about and we don't end up talking about dinosaurs tattooing each other and T-Rexes with short arms.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Peace out, brothers. Oh, just before we get, because everybody else seems to do this on podcasts, follow us on Instagram at Olive and Weston. We're also on Facebook, Olive and Weston. And Twitter at Olive and Weston. And YouTube. Subscribe. Leave us a comment.
Thanks for everyone's feedback, by the way. We've had some really positive feedback, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, and just while we're on it, I'd like to say a massive thank you to Vorney. He's actually the one that's really helped us with all this.
Yeah, Horny Vorney, his name is.
Horny Vorney. He does a podcast, and it's hilarious as well. That's what has got us into doing this, listening to his podcast.
If it weren't for him, we wouldn't have had a clue how to do this, would we? Because we're useless.
No, we'd have probably been talking into our phones.
Yeah, we'd have probably been doing voice notes and just playing them to a camera.
Yeah, so thanks, Vorney. If anybody else wants to do a podcast, don't bother because it won't be as good as ours.
Yeah, don't bother because we don't want any competition just in case ours is crap. we want as many subscribers and listeners. Listening.
To the spirit in the sky. It's the spirit in the sky.
Right, anyway, we're off.
See ya.
Cheers.
Love you, bye.